So we're back at it for another day here. And I've talked about this a lot, but I don't actually do it a lot. We're out here taking care of our green bean pile and our pumpkin waste. So basically this stuff comes out of a canning company, and a local canning company to us. And so they go through, and once beans come in from out of town on trucks, they go through and sort the beans while they're unloading them, and all the bad ones and all the extras, the leaves, the little things you don't want in your green beans for your green bean casserole and your canned beans and all that stuff. Pretty much ends up right here. So they bring it out, they load it onto dump trucks, bring it out here, dump it, and we take care of it, spread it on our fields. It's actually a really good source of nitrogen, so that's why we put it on the fields the way we do. I mean, you can see Jeremy's right over there spreading it, and we'll either work it in or leave it lay on top. The nitrogen's in the moisture in it, that when some of it evaporates off and some of it seeps down into the soil. But we've had really good luck with it producing a good crop the following year. It's a good way to build the soil. They call it a green manure. Take the loader, spread it on the field, and just put it on heavy. We've talked to a few agronomists about it and stuff like that, and they have varying ideas on how we should do it. Either put it on super heavy, leave it as a mat, or put it on super heavy and work it in. But they both agree that, or they all agree that we should put it on as heavy as we can. The stuff's like, I think they consider like 90% water or something like that, so that's why we put it on the way we do. And when it dries down, it gives it like a matte kind of layer, so the sun doesn't hit the soil and it doesn't evaporate. And they were talking something like an inch of, it'll save us an inch or two of rain a year, something like that. So we tend to put it on our lighter ground for that reason. That and our lighter ground needs built up, so that's why we do it on this ground. But it works great. We have good luck with it, and really the only issue is taking care of it. It's a kind of like an everyday kind of thing. Just because if you don't, it'll turn into mud where the beans have sat. So I mean, you can have some pretty nasty ruts in your field afterwards. This is the easiest way we've found so far. We used to have a Terragator with a spreader box on it and had an apron chain, and I'll tell you what, I spent my fair share of days shoveling that thing out. So I'm sure you guys will see that in a video shortly. Well, I don't know how shortly is, but I think we got an axle, a broken axle in it, or some bearings that are junk or something like that. I'm sure we'll tear that apart and get that fixed. All right, so we finished this pile up here. You can see Jeremy's spreading the last little bit, so now we got to move everything about 5 miles that way. But we got 2 trucks, 3 pieces of equipment. Grandpa's up in New Era filling up Ronnie, who's hauling our pumpkin juice. So what I'm gonna do now, I think what Jeremy and I are going to do is jump in our trucks, take those over to the other field, and then we'll all jump back in the fuel truck with Grandpa, which is our older white truck, and come back here, and then we'll all jump in a piece of equipment and run it over to the other field. So, all right, Jeremy's coming. I got to tell him that now.